Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Chantele. And let's talk about episode 3 of Big Brother Canada season 10.
Let's do it. It's not even been 2 weeks, but we're in it. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Yay! You guys, Chantele is here.
Woo, woo, woo.
Chantele is going to be with us on Mondays, recapping these episodes, which looks like we will have Veto spoilers for you on Monday since those are not in the Monday episode. So great. Let's start the top here. We learn about the Savage 7, which we saw a few people doing the sign. And I was like trying to make up a name for like, what is this? The COVID boosters. Like, but it's icy veins.
Ice in my veins.
Savage 7.
Yes. I mean, it's definitely something that's like a trend on TikTok. And I think it had to relate to like a basketball player that was doing it. I'm not sure. This is all like me hearing other people talk about what it means. So I don't even know what the truth is because I haven't witnessed it myself. But yes.
Yes, I would. David and I were told that cool people do it on TikTok. That's what
cool
we were
people
told.
do on TikTok. Okay.
So, okay, great. Well, anyway, that's 7 people in this alliance. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of people. Herman, Josh, Summer, and Moose.
So pretty big group. Like it's almost half the house. And like, it's going to be really valuable because they're a big voting block here. They're going to be able to pretty much control most votes if they all decide to vote together. So that's a really important big group to be in. So kudos. I'm rooting for Summer and Tanisha. So I'm happy that they're kind of locked in there at this point.
Yeah, I feel like I'm rooting for like half of that 7. So I'll be interested to see how loyal they stay or how long this might last.
I don't think they're all that loyal, but we'll get into that later.
Right? Okay, let's get right into this HOH. Sometimes these episodes are like whiplash. You're like, oh, here we are.
That's kind of how I was feeling last week, especially on the Thursday episode. I was like, okay, and this is happening. Oh, we're already here. Oh, okay. Now I'm like, it was just like so much was going on. It was just kind of like, it's always like a double episode or like a double eviction episode. And so I'm wondering if that's why it feels like we're so deep into the season when it's really only been 3 episodes, because like it's just so much is happening. It's maybe it's all the lights really distracting.
So many. I mean, let's blame the lights for everything, honestly. It's a lot. They're so extra. Okay, we're gonna balance a ball on a surfboard in our skivvies.
Do we always see so many topless men on Big Brother? Like, I feel like I was like, there's so many nipples.
All the topless men, and the women are in like bikini bottoms. I was like, okay, I want the shorts that the dudes are wearing. I don't want to be all like, because I mean, not to get like too specific, but like your positioning on this surfboard, I felt like it was a lot of crotch out shots that I didn't really need, you know?
Well, like I was thinking at one point, I was like, oh, I wonder if they shaved their bikini lines. Like that's what I was actually thinking.
Yes.
And it shouldn't necessarily be something that I'm thinking about when I'm watching a
think about that. But I was like, I guess everyone probably got like waxed before they went into the house, but like, I'd be extra concerned with the shot right now.
Like, I literally had that thought, and I was like, okay.
Yes, for some reason the topless men had less of an issue with. Yeah,
it was the whole combination of things. I just was like, I felt I saw more skin than I was anticipating seeing, and I don't feel like we've seen skin in a while. Like I don't know if I'm just deprived because I've been like in my house in COVID. I don't see like bodies anymore. But like,
tell us about it, Chantele. This is
It just seems as though I miss the human.
We're seeing some bodies now.
Seeing bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot for an HOH, I thought. But anyway, Betty is the first out. She's gonna drop her ball. Moose and Helena are out. Summer and Kevin are out. Jay and Josh are giving out a lot of Jess. Jess is like, I'm the target. I gotta save myself. But then boom, Jess is out now. Then Tanisha's out. We're getting all of this before we get a little sign that says 41 minutes down. We've got Kyle, Marty, Gino, and Steph at this point.
Yes. And like, I don't know what it is, but like I didn't want a deal to be made. Like I just wanted people to just like I didn't want to hear it. So when Marty first was like, I just want to get letters and see like from my family, I was like, it's been 10 days. Like, no, I don't want to hear these deals yet because it wasn't working for me. I was just
and I was shocked that we have 4 people all just being like, yeah, same. You're all good with me. All good. I was like, I can't. What?
I mean, I'd say same. Of course, I'd say same. But like, yeah.
But no, I wouldn't say anything at this point. I mean, I would try to like keep my mouth shut. We don't need 4 people, basically saying 3 people are safe. Well, that's a lot of people.
I would say same, but I don't know if I would honor. You know what I mean? Like, because there wasn't a handshake, or there wasn't like a 100%. You know what I mean? It's just all same. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, won't put you up if you won't put me up, and then they drop. You know what I mean? So.
But Kyle, it sounds like he didn't want to win this, so he's going to take this opportunity to be like, cool. Everybody's like, what? All right, I'll just go ahead and step on down here.
Yeah,
then.
Safe now.
Gino is struggling because the ball has gone behind him, so he's gonna fall out. And now it's Marty versus Stephanie, and Marty is just like, you are safe, Stephanie, you are safe, but she is like not falling. Well, she does not take this deal.
Right? But that's what I don't like about these deals is like, if somebody doesn't take the deal, like that means that they're coming for you. But like, what if she just wants to win the competition and see her family as well? Like her not taking this deal, I don't think should necessarily mean that she had intentions of putting you up, Marty. And so it's just really frustrating that he's proposing this deal and she needs to honor it, or else like she was coming for him. She couldn't just want to win a competition.
No, I mean, safe. Right. No, I agree. Like, I think she gave us silly excuse of like, I miss my sister. I'm like, no, you just saw your sister. But yeah, she should be allowed to want to win an HOH too, of course. But I do think she did not take the deal. And later when she's like, Marty, I want to make sure you're honoring it. I'm like, girl, you
didn't take the deal, but he was in on it. He loved he's like, oh yeah, I'm honoring it for sure.
I mean, that was nice of Marty. I would have been like, no, you didn't take it. Sorry, you're going up.
I totally didn't think that there was a deal being made from what I saw in the competition. When watching the feeds throughout the week, it seemed as though like they made a pact in blood that they weren't going to put each other up. Like that's how strongly he was like, I don't want my family to see me make this deal and then go back on this deal. And like, it was like, I thought it was going to be such a stronger deal. And it was really like she didn't take the deal and fell.
Like, she did, but I guess from his perspective, I guess he was like, I'm clearly offering it no matter what, I guess was where he was coming from. I would have come from somewhere different. But anyway, she's going to fall, not take the deal, fall, and Marty is going to be HOH.
I think it's very surprising that this French man's HOH reign is very similar to Frenchie's HOH reign. This is the vibes that I'm getting from him when I'm watching him on the feeds. Yes. Okay. The similarities is that he's playing to the camera, to the fans, to the audience. And so it's really like, I'm doing this for the fans. Like, oh, I want to do this to show like, make good TV. I really want to make good TV. I really want people to respect these moves. And so there's a lot of things that he's doing that he thinks is what we want to see. And even him saying that, I don't want to even hear him say that.
No,
even if that's what he's doing, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear him say like, see, I'm doing it for the television. I'm doing it for the fans. Like, I don't want to see that. It just doesn't, it's not fun for me. And so
Right.
that's kind of how I'm kind of reminded of Frenchie here, is that Frenchie didn't seem to have his own agenda for his own game. He seemed like he had an ulterior motive for everything that he was doing in the game.
Understood. Well, I am excited that the oldest man, who also English is his second language, is HOH. I just think that's such a fun way to mix up the house. And as we're going to see here, there were some youngins who thought we didn't even need to take the time to build a relationship with him because they didn't think anything of him in this game. So I love the way that just kind of stirs the pot. We're going to get his HOH room. Now, why is everybody crying here, Chantele? Were you tearing up? Is this a time we're supposed to tear up?
I did not tear up. No tears this episode, but I did have
great.
one sentimental moment. I'll let you know a little bit.
Oh,
but it could be maybe he's been talking about his family a lot, and so the fact that he was excited enough to be jumping up, like doing full-on tuck jumps to read his letter, maybe they really want to put on some waterworks because they want to support him here. I wasn't emotional at all.
Virgos are not sensitive, emotional people.
He's Capricorn.
Right. But the house is like 50% Virgo. And so I just was expecting less tears. But it seemed like everybody was into it. Maybe the house just messes with you and you're more emotional. Marty is going to talk to Stephanie. Okay, this is when Stephanie is like, are you going to take the deal? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to.
And she's like, oh, I didn't really expect you to, because I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Basically what she said.
That's what she was thinking. Tanisha. Okay, this is our first of 3 showmance segments. Do we need it? I don't know. Tanisha is the one pushing the showmance. She loves a showmance, wants it to happen. Is this real, or is this her trying to set up a duo to be targets in the house?
I think it's a little bit of entertainment, you know what I mean? To like, she's in her own relationship. And so having something to do in the house other than just talk game or just like, you know what I mean? Idle chit chat. It's kind of fun being like, okay, let me go and have a mission and let me go do something. So I think it's for entertainment. I think that she does enjoy people getting together and loves love. And it's also a good way to bond with people and kind of have a new connection with them. Like if he has like something special, like go and gossip with Gino about like Steph, like it's going to deepen their relationship. So I think it's all around a good move for Tanisha specifically, because then also the added benefit is that there's going to be a perfect target right out in front of them, right in front of her. And she could just be like, oh, well, they wanted to get together. It's just love, but let's get them out. I'm going to separate them. So
yes,
all around good.
I love it for game wise, promoting other people becoming showmances. Yes, I love it. She's talking to Steph at this point about Gino because Steph has made it very clear that she has a thing for Gino. And so Tanisha is talking about like, maybe I can be a matchmaker, like maybe I can get some intel. And this is setting us up for some fun stuff here.
Some fun stuff, including Steph. Does she really not know how to play chess at all? Like I wasn't enjoying their chess little flirty little thing. That wasn't that fun for me.
Because that was embarrassing for her, but she doesn't know that. That's unfortunate for her. All right, Marty and Kevin are going to talk. Kevin says Jay is the mastermind. He's pushing Jay as a target, and he says the 2 girls are always together. He's talking about Jacey-Lynne and Steph. And so he is pushing these as targets.
Now I'm wondering why, though. I mean, Jacey-Lynne and definitely Jacey-Lynne and Steph is a good idea to break them up, especially if people are noticing a little trio happening. They're hanging out together, like that could be a strong little trio that could go far and seemingly athletic and could do well in the game. So I can understand the logic between taking out one of or putting up both Jace and Steph, but the J portion of it really comes out of left field. Now, I know that they haven't really been engaging with people. They had safety the first week, so they didn't necessarily feel as though their game was on the line. So they definitely weren't gaming. But
Yeah.
other than that, I do not feel as though they are the big move that Marty is trying to
Marty
make.
thinks it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is it just they're not connecting with Jay? Is the drama, is Jay too much? I mean, that was my concern about Jay, was that the drama was going to be too much for some people in the house. Or
I find them
do they?
so fun. I want to see what they're going to be
Yes.
wearing.
Thank you. Yes.
I do.
I mean, it's the drama that we like, right? As a viewer, we want someone with a little flair, a little sass. Like, yeah, give it to us. But yeah, it's not working in the game, I guess.
Even though with this move, though, I'm happy that Kevin is able to push his agenda, because it seems like Kevin got exactly who he wanted to have up on the block,
apparently,
and he is not even part of the equation here so far, seemingly. So I think that's
Kevin
pretty good.
is like not even on his comfort zone. Doesn't even know where he is, right?
I'm happy that it's working so far, to be honest.
Guess, yeah.
Like I'm putting all my hopes in, even though that he doesn't he doesn't believe in astrology and all that jazz. I will forgive him because he's an Aquarius.
Exactly.
And I like the fact that he is doing things to preserve himself in the game. He is playing, even if it's kind of messy and like he's trying to be this mastermind. I actually think he's playing decently well with the cards that he's been dealt. So
yeah, I mean he's coming in with this like ulterior motive, and it's working. So yeah, I have to support that for sure. Marty is going to talk to Jess. Jess is going to come on way too strong, like usual, and offer their loyalty to him, and talk and talk and talk. And it looks like Marty is like, yeah, I'm not coming for you. Please stop talking to me right now.
Yeah, I was really rooting for Jess preseason.
I know.
Don't know if this type of social game is their forte or their strength.
No.
They will have to win to keep themselves safe for the most part. I don't think that Marty is going to be coming for them, but I don't feel like they've made any connections with anybody really other than Josh. And so I think they're going to have a really hard run.
Yeah. Oh, Jess is in for it for sure. But I do appreciate that Marty can see Jess, first off, isn't coming for me, but also that the house, for the most part, is targeting Jess. So like, I don't need to do that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate when someone sees that. They're like, then you guys do it. Like, I'm not going to do it. Then, so I like that from Marty's perspective. Kyle and Tanisha are going to have a little touch base and talk about how the 7 is like basically running it. And I was like, ugh, whenever you talk like that. And I'm like,
I mean, they are right now. We'll see what happens the next time someone wins some power. So we'll see. But
yeah, and I like Kyle and Tanisha, so that's cute. Steph and Gina. Let's circle back, guys, to our showmance second of 3 segments here, but this is the cringeworthy chess scene.
Sorry, I brought it up early.
Steph is so overly flirting with Gino. Like, it's a lot.
I mean, it works if the person is into it, right? It's the fact that he's not into it at all that you can watch him be like, oh my God, she's flirting with me so hard. And I'm just like, I have to not make her feel bad about this, but Not into this at all. Like,
if someone isn't giving it back to you, like he's not flirting back. He's like so serious about the chess game. He's like, and then I move this piece, and then I move, and she's like, and then he's not giving that back. You're like, oh boy.
Maybe she's not used to not getting, the guy that she wants. So maybe this is
Or
just new
maybe
territory.
she's so used to people not flirting back with her, she doesn't know
Possible.
that this is not chemistry.
No chemistry there. No, not at all.
That's going to take us into a DR moment where he's like, but that Jacey-Lynne girl.
Didn't I say this?
You did. Because he's the Cancer and she's the Libra, and absolutely
and
they
in the
are
first
going
group
to connect.
came
Because
in together.
the producers knew what they
this.
were doing.
Absolutely. And I love that he's
Putting them
like,
together.
oh, but her blue eyes. I'm like, ah.
Such a Cancer, such a water sign.
So
He's like
watery.
so into it. Hilarious. Okay. Marty's gonna take his little Wendy's dinner. He's gonna take Tanisha, but hey, he gets a video from season 1 winner Jillian, and she's got some insight. Okay, I didn't watch season 1. Tell me about Jillian.
Jillian was a comp beast. So she won a lot of competitions. She made moves. Like, she definitely was a really, really strong female competitor that was like, she also had a showmance in the house. They dated for a long time after. They did Canadian Amazing Race together. So like, she definitely is like I could say she's a legendary player, but not my favorite player or my favorite player of all time, like she is for Marty. I was surprised by that moniker that he gave her.
I saw on Twitter that he has said otherwise on the feeds.
Okay, who else has he said?
That was I don't know. I don't know who he said. I didn't hear it. But they were like, well, that's not what he's saying on the feeds. I think the producers just were like, can you say that she's your favorite? Yeah, and he did.
So, but she definitely was a really strong female competitor. She won a lot, and she won the season. You heard the drama, though, how she ended up winning, right?
No.
Well, you know that you're supposed to vote for the person that you want to win in the end, right?
Yes.
And so the final two, so the person that was the runner-up, his best friend made a mistake and voted for Jillian instead of voting for him, and he lost in a split vote. So,
oh my God, no,
she has a little bit of an asterisk beside her win, but the runner-up was evicted and did like win a battle back. So I can say that maybe the asterisk is gone because they both had a little bit of an asterisk. So, but yes, she didn't get the votes to win full-heartedly.
Gotcha. I have heard that had happened at some point. That's hilarious.
Well, I was like, oh yeah, Gary's winning for sure. Yes. What? And like, she thought that the producers pulled a trick on her, and they're like, no, that's not, no, I didn't do that. Like, I swear, like, it was like a big deal, and she was contesting her vote, and Carissa's like, this is what you put in here. Like, someone must have switched it. Someone changed it. Like, no, I wouldn't have done this. Oh my God. Like, it was so dramatic, like at the finale.
But I thought, oh, wow. But I thought she admitted, like, I thought I was evicting somebody, or like I was writing down the name.
I don't think she ever said that. She was just confused or maybe after the fact, or that's what we've all deduced. But it was an error. She's like, no, I would never do that. Like, someone must have done, like, someone must have switched it. Like, I didn't do that. And she was like, yeah, flustered. And it was very dramatic and awkward. And her best friend in the house lost the game because of that vote.
Whoops. Okay. Well, that's hilarious. I did like that she gave a little bit of insight. Being that it's season 10 and they're like doing these things about previous seasons and previous players, the fact that she at least came with a little bit of something is fun. It's fun for the show.
I loved it. I loved seeing, that they could get her to come on and do a little, give a little strategy sesh, even though it was a video. It would have been more fun if it was like one-on-one and he could ask like an actual question, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah. So Marty is going to talk to Jay and basically say, yeah, you're going up.
How do you feel about these honesty conversations? I don't
I don't
know.
like it.
Well, and I also don't like how everybody just seems to just take it. Like they're just like, okay, well, I'm happy that you're a stand-up person and you're just letting me know like off the bat like that I'm going to be going up. And I'm like,
Well, what are you supposed to do?
is there a possibility to change it to somebody else and be like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I wish that there was a little bit more, just like instead of being like, okay, well that's what you decided, I'm just going to take it. Instead
Yeah.
of maybe it still hasn't happened yet.
Right.
So I personally probably would have tried to do something else.
Sure.
I think.
I assume that they always do. I mean, we see some people kind of try of like, is there anything I can do? But like, and maybe they're not fully trying. But I just say, stop telling people it's against the rules in the US.
Hmm.
And yet we still do it. It's so annoying. But Jay's not happy about it.
Of course not.
He's gonna leave. They're gonna leave, not happy about it. Then Tanisha is gonna talk to Gino. This is our third and final segment about the showmans, and Gino's gonna go ahead and come clean about it's
It
Jacey-Lynne.
was cute. It was
It
cute.
was cute.
Just how Tanisha and Betty were just like giggling and laughing. I felt that like they were like high
Yeah.
school friends, and like
Yeah.
she sent like a note from like the girl that he has a crush on. Like it was so cute, and I really like how Gino is handling his little crusheroo. You know,
Yeah.
he's like now that we could see the diary rooms that he's really into it, but like he's playing it cool. I enjoy seeing the dynamic that he's not acting on it. I think that that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like that he's not acting right away. He's going to. He's not going to be able
Oh,
to
for sure.
last.
They're gonna kiss soon. It's gonna be like we're gonna be waiting for that kiss, and they're gonna kiss in the storage room, and it's gonna happen. They're gonna have
It
the
may
swelling music, and maybe they'll kiss in the rain like last season.
It may get fast forwarded out of fear of losing Jacey-Lynne this week. But otherwise, if she's safe this week, it's going to happen soon. So somewhere in here, Gino gets word from Marty that Jacey-Lynne is going up on the block. And Gino is not able to help her in any way.
But
He
I
has a
love
conversation
that
with
he did that
Marty.
though. For the
Yeah.
fact that like, he's like, "Oh, I really would like to maybe change his mind." And then he's like, "Oh, but when I
Mhm.
was there, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna try." And I love that he wasn't gonna waste his social capital on her yet. He's gonna let the chips fall. He's gonna be, a kind person and kind of give her the heads up. But I love that he didn't jeopardize his game yet for this girl.
Absolutely. I don't know that it was so strategic. I think it was more of a passive, I just am not good at speaking up like that,
That's fair.
is my guess. I don't know. But it's the right choice. Do not push hard for her. You guys haven't even officially become a showman, so there's just like no point. You got to let it roll, Jacey-Lynne and Marty are going to talk.
Wait,
She has
you're missing the cute
Oh,
moment.
what'd I miss?
The
Yeah, I
cute
usually do.
moment when they're in the bedroom and he's like, "Okay, I gotta tell you something, but you can't say anything, but like, can't say anything at all." And she's sitting on the bed and he tells her, and like a tear comes, and he's like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Yeah, a little bit."
Oh, this is the moment that got you?
No, I thought it was all of this, like all of like his diary room and like her blue eyes. It was all that bit. It was the whole thing. I liked it. I did, because he was like, he was telling her, and like you could tell, like, oh, when they had the other conversation before he found out too, when
Yeah.
they're just like they're talking about relationships and his mom and how his mom really wants him to get married, and like when he broke it, like that whole conversation too, I thought was very cute, because when we're hearing the diary room that he's into it, but he's like trying to play it off cool. So it was like all the dynamics of him playing it cool when he really has a little crush. I liked it.
I hear you. Yeah, they are cute together. I do like them together. They're cute, but just
I'm a
She's
Cancer
like,
rising, remember?
yes. Oh God. She's like crying because she thinks she's going up on the block. And he's like, I wasn't supposed to tell you. And then she's like, can you help me? And then he's like, yeah, I'll try. And then he can't. And he has to like circle back with her in the pantry. He's like, yeah, it is. It's not,
It's not
no.
happening.
And she's like, thanks for trying. And I'm like, girl, when you see this back. But she is going to go take care of it herself. This is where I kind of rolled my eyes because she was like, we just haven't had time to connect. And I was like, what day is this in the house?
Make the
That's a
time.
choice. That is a choice that you didn't make time to talk to every single person in the house. And this is what happens when you don't do that.
I mean, I think they were probably just counting him out, right? As
Yeah.
you mentioned, like they just did not think that he was going to be a factor in somebody that they're going to have to make a sort of bond or relationship with. And so
Right.
that's
Whoops.
definitely a miscalculation.
Yeah. Jay and Marty. Jay's going to come back. He's going to get the official, like, yeah, you're going up. But this is like so odd. Jay's a bit confrontational to the point that Marty's like, yeah, you want me to tell you you're my target? Yeah, you're my target. And then Jay's like, dramatically leaves or something. I'm just like,
well, you could tell that Marty was very uncomfortable in this conversation. So I don't know. I didn't see the whole thing on the live feeds. And so I don't know if it was a lot longer, but you could see his face starting to get flushed and like, you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you? And it was like, it was very uncomfortable to watch. And I was just like, Jay, this is not how you do it. If you want to stay off the block, don't make the head of household feel justified in putting you up on the block. And so I felt that they really, really mishandled that second conversation.
Yeah, it was almost like Jay was like trying to make Marty feel like Marty could have had Jay, but now you definitely can't. And I was like, that's not the approach. Like you're
not
trying
yet.
to stay off the block. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, I was very confused, but Jay tells us that they love drama and they're going to make Marty's game or like come in for Marty's game this week, which honestly, Jay has not done that. So
no. There's definitely have been a few confrontational moments. But it doesn't end up in a good way that we like to watch. So yeah, we'll get to that probably shortly.
Okay, so let's get to the noms. No surprise here. It's going to be Jay and Jacey-Lynne. But we shall point out that Jay took the long route and accepted the nominee chair with alien stickers on their nips.
I like that drama.
Exactly. That's the kind of drama we want.
Yes.
That's how you do it. That's probably the first ever to be nominated with alien stickers on their nips.
I believe so. I've not seen that. I can't recall that at all.
Yeah. Bring me that drama, please. And thank you. Okay, that's the episode. So we do have some spoilers for you guys. Un poquito. Join me, Chantele. Spoilers. It's hard. It's hard when we're in two different countries.
I mean, it was in sync for me, so
it won't be in sync for the chat, but it sounded great to us. All right, we do know who won the veto, and it's actually important. Chantele, who won the veto?
I love that Jacey-Lynne won this veto. Yes.
Oh, Jacey-Lynne has saved herself and she took herself off of the block. And our renom is
Betty.
Now, why Betty?
Betty potentially could be a vote for Jay. Marty wasn't exactly sure whether or not, like, how Betty was going to vote. And I do think that I don't think that Betty has been playing very well. She has been very like, oh, like, don't tell me what I'm doing, and a little bit, not confrontational, but very, very curt with her language and how she speaks to a lot of people. And so I can see that maybe she hasn't vibed with Marty, and like he knows where she stands completely. And so that was definitely one of the determining factors. He did not want to put up Kevin because there would be a possibility that a vote could be flipped, and that with, say, Betty's vote, she could maybe like keep Jay. So if she wanted to keep him and Summer wanted to keep Jay, like, it's a possibility that Jay may stay. So Marty
this
just took away a
helps
vote.
keeps Jay as the target.
Correct.
The way that this is set up right now.
Correct.
So far, it does seem like Jay will be evicted, but Betty is not happy that she's on the block. She's not handling it great. So maybe there's a possibility that Betty undoes her game.
If Betty doesn't go this week, I could see her being on the block. It's going to mess up her game for future weeks and allow her to be the next target. I can see that happening for sure. But Jay definitely, yes, maybe they've been trying to be an agent of chaos, but it's not doing them any favors. He had a confrontation with Kyle where he named 5 people, and including Kyle, and they're coming for these 5 people. And then they talked about again, and now he's accusing Kyle of making monkey noises when they were in a confrontation. And so it's just getting a little bit messy in a way that is uncomfortable. And so Kyle at this point is like, I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that you go home this week. So
yeah.
And Kyle has a lot of power in this game right now.
It's unfortunate when the people come in who are dramatic and want to add the drama, that they add it in ways that don't work for the gosh darn game. Because we do want the drama, but you gotta you gotta like think about the game though too. Like, save your game.
Yeah. Like, do things that are going to be good for your game. Don't go and tell someone that you're asking for their vote and then then say that you're coming for them. It just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Doesn't work.
you either are campaigning for their vote or you're coming for them, and that's what you're using as your campaign strategy for everybody else. You know what I mean? So
right.
Jay just seems as though they don't really have a grasp on how the game is to be played, and I think that they're going to be going out this week.
Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate, but that is the game of Big Brother, because someone has to leave every week.
I
And
don't
then
think,
we'll
though,
have a whole new power dynamic next week.
Absolutely. But I don't think that Marty has done a great job this week with his head of household. I think that he, in being so transparent, and he kept on saying the whole week that, like, oh, well, if I hadn't made that deal, I would 100% have been putting up Steph. And he even contemplated putting up Steph as the renom. And this is getting out, and he's telling this to a lot of different people. So, like, if he was going to not put up Steph, he should have maybe taken that time to make a bond with Steph and be like, hey, like, I didn't put you up. Like, let's just maybe open that, possibility for us to maybe work together in the future. But he kind of gives everybody the free reign to come after him. He says to Jacey-Lynne, like, oh, well, you took yourself off the block fair and square. Like, I understand if you come for me next week because, like, I put you up and that's the game and it's going to make really amazing television. And I'm like, no, like, this is not what you're supposed to be saying, Marty. No.
Yeah, there's a thing about, he's a Capricorn. He's our only Capricorn. And there is a thing about Capricorns who are just like, I don't need you. And you're like, but you kind of do need some people in the house. Like, he's kind of, he's got that like, whatever. This is how I'm going to do it. And, next week you're not safe, dude. Did you set yourself up? Did you get yourself a few alliances? Gosh, make an alliance with everybody.
Absolutely. When
HOH.
you're head of household, 100%. Anybody that you did not put up on the block, and including the people that end up staying, they should all want to protect you in the further weeks. And
Right.
he, even if they weren't planning on coming for him after they understood why he was doing it or whatever, he's like, I understand if you're going to put me up next week. It's fair game. And I'm like, don't
Well, then
give
you're going
people
up
an
next
out.
week.
Like, don't. It's like, what?
So we'll expect you to be up next week.
And
Okay.
how is that entertaining? How is it entertaining knowing that you are going to be put up? Like, the tension would be, it's like you made such good connections with these people on your head of household week, and then they get power. Let's see whether or not they're going to honor those connections and whether they're going to turn on you or not. That's some drama. That's interesting, but not like just because you put me up tit for tat stuff. Like that's pretty obvious and quite boring. So
yeah, right.
I think he doesn't understand what's entertaining.
Well, that was our episode 3. Is there anything else about this week of feeds? It's
I mean, I'm still getting my brain around like the dynamics of the house.
Yeah.
It seems as though Moose is already kind of wanting to turn on the 7. So that's kind of, I gave you a face a little bit before. It's kind of like he's in that group, but he's already like, oh, but like, this person should go out first. And this, he's already kind of trying to dismantle it. So
I mean,
knows?
We've seen that Moose has got some opinions and has a bit of like, I'm in charge kind of vibe.
Yes. And he doesn't understand the game at all. Apparently, I heard, who was saying it? It might have been, I think Jess was saying it to Josh, that Moose was saying that he didn't even audition for this show. He auditioned for another show and he ended up on the show. And it's, I believe, his sister's favorite show, or a sister really enjoys it. So he's only really watched maybe one season, but or clips. Like he's not a big fan at all. So he thinks that being messy is how to play the game, and he doesn't realize that there's actually like strategy going on. So he'll have a rude awakening when he ends up on the block and out the door.
Yes. Well, if you blow up your own game, that's fun. I'm for it. That's fine with me. So Wednesday night, there is an episode, but I will be going live Wednesday night for the Survivor premiere. I will be back on Thursday with David for the Wednesday and Thursday episode recap. Chantele, what are you doing? Do you know?
I believe that on Wednesday, this goes on at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I might do a recap right after the episode, then watch Survivor. But I'm going to do my Survivor recap on Thursday. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not 100% because I don't know if I can go and not talk about Survivor right after, because I think I could catch up, right? Because it's a 2-hour premiere. Yeah. So I think I can catch up and at least and maybe go live after. So I'm not 100% sure, but I will go live after Big Brother.
Fantastic. And if you guys are watching Survivor, wait, what is it? Australia? Oh my God, I forgot what country it was for a second. Survivor Australia with Chantele and I, we are doing that on Tuesdays now. So tomorrow over on my Twitch, we will catch up on the 2 episodes of this week. That happens on Tuesdays. Join us for that if you so desire. And then otherwise, Chantele and I will be back next Monday for the other Big Brother Canada episodes. That's how we're doing this, you guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat who joined us and hung out with us. Yes, ma'am, Eleanor Aussie. We will see you tomorrow for Survivor Australia. That's right. Don't forget that thumbs up. And if you did not join us live, please leave us a comment. Let us know how you feel about these nominees.
Who's
Marty's
in the best position?
Yes.
Who's going to go out? Who's going to be going out next, do we think?
Right. Absolutely. Let us know and we'll see you next time.
Yay.
Bye.